This is your League City Animal Shelter Volunteer Weekly Update. In this weekly update, we'll be covering the following: Forever Homes Update, adoption events, community outreach, volunteer training, volunteer meetings, volunteer program reminders, help needed, top volunteer hours, and volunteer spotlight. These are the adoptions the week of 6/29/15. Adoption events. We have the Farmers Market in Muttmesh, which will be July 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we do need volunteers to help with that, so please sign up. We have the Telemuna Houston Clear the Shelters events. It'll be a Houston-wide event where all the shelters will be doing free adoptions on August 15th from noon to 4, and the League City Animal Shelter will be participating in that. And then, of course, we have the Paws and Claws Adopt-A-Thon, which will be August 29th and the 30th. The sign-ups will be next week, so volunteers keep a lookout to start signing up for the Paws and Claws Adopt-A-Thon. We do need dog walkers and feline friend helpers, things like that, to communicate with the public and to help get these animals adopted. Remember, we did over 180 something animal adoptions last year. We're hoping to even double that this year, so we will need lots of hands on deck. Animals they go really quick, so we need the volunteers to help with it. Community outreach. We have the pet vaccination services. Will be low-cost vaccines for the community. That'll be July 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that will be at the shelter. We have autumn leaves, which will bring animals to the memory care facility for the residents to enjoy every fourth Tuesday of the month. The next visit will be Tuesday, July 28th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Volunteer training. We do have open house tonight at 5 p.m. and we have another one scheduled for Saturday, July 25th at 10 a.m. If you are a current volunteer, which means that you are currently logging hours and active in the program, you are more than welcome to show up, even though they are both sold out. I would like to try to get as many current volunteers gone through the system through the open house so you understand what new programs that are happening and new things that are coming up. So if you are a current volunteer, please just go ahead and sign up. I may not have enough room for you to do the tour with you. However, at least you'll be able to go to the actual open house and I can answer any questions that you have. We also have the dog body language seminar scheduled. That'll be Saturday, July 25th at noon. That'll be after the open house on the 25th. So if you're a current volunteer or a current canine companion or a soon-to-be canine companion volunteer, please go ahead and attend this dog body language seminar and get that going. It is required for all canine companions to go to this. Same thing with the clicker training part 1. That'll also be right after the open house and the dog body language seminar at 1 o'clock. The clicker training part 1, we did one last month, so if you aren't able to come, please go ahead and sign up for this one. Again, the goal is to have all current volunteers completely trained, particularly the canine companion volunteers, and the new program and the new doggy body language and clicker training by August 1st. So this will be the last training seminar before then. So please go ahead and sign up and try to attend. Volunteer meetings. We are currently planning a staff and volunteer meeting. This will be for all volunteers and staff that are welcome to come. We will discuss different shelter news and volunteer program updates, answer any questions or comments and concerns that you have. I would like to actually make this a quarterly meeting at minimum, so this will be the first of it. So the details are still coming, so I just want to let you know that we are trying to schedule a meeting with y'all and have this on a regular basis. We're thinking of September, but we're not sure, so more details are coming. A mentor meeting. I've scheduled a mentor meeting for all of our current volunteer mentors for Wednesday, July 29th at 5:30. This is to discuss Google Groups, new training for volunteers and the open house schedule, and to answer any questions that you have. So if you are currently a mentor, please try to come. If you would like to be a mentor and you have not been requested to be one, please email me and let me know, and we can discuss it on whether a mentor position would be fit for you. So please go ahead and email me and let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Mentors do have a lot of perks in that position as far as flexible scheduling. They are not required to sign up for scheduling. They are more than welcome to just show up for volunteering. They are allowed to do other things as far as access for certain animals in the back building and things like that. So please, if that's something that you are interested in doing and becoming a mentor, email me and let me know. This meeting will be at the storefront. Volunteer program reminders. So the staff and volunteer relationship. The animal control officers and shelter staff are responsible for the daily operations of the shelter. By daily operations, I mean cleaning kennels, feeding animals, medicating them, making sure that they're well taken care of while they're here. That is a very difficult job that they have, considering the amount of animals that we have in the shelter. We did a count today, and there's 120 cats and over 70 dogs that are in the shelter as of right now, and that does change on a daily basis. So I want all the volunteers to keep in mind that these staff members and these animal control officers are working every day to try to take care of them and do the best that they can. The shelter staff is here at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're cleaning and they're feeding constantly all day long, and they don't leave until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Please keep in mind that they are human, that they do need breaks, that they do have to take lunch, that they do have to take a time to just sit down for a minute while they're here at the shelter in order for them to keep going and to keep cleaning. Animals are animals. Again, everybody knows that sometimes if you walk a dog, as soon as you take them out to walk, you bring them back in and they poop and pee in their kennel, and it's just like they never even went outside. The same thing as far as when a shelter staff cleans a kennel. Sometimes they'll clean it, they'll walk away to go clean another kennel, and come right back around and the animal has pooped and peed. So throughout the day that does happen. Throughout the day they do try to clean and they do try to get things done, but it is an all-day process. So I just want everybody to be reminded of how difficult that their jobs are, and please be appreciative and respectful for what they do on a daily basis. Without them, these animals won't get taken care of like they need to, and they won't get taken out. They won't get clean and fed like they need to. So, again, also, the volunteers are expected to follow all the policies and procedures that are outlined in the volunteer handbook, dog handling manuals, training classes, feline free manuals, everything. So please keep that in mind. Please know that there are things that are written down for a reason, that procedures and policies are written down for a reason, and that is very important that is followed by the volunteers in order just for us to even keep this program. If we have volunteers that do not do what they need to do, or that are constantly breaking the rules and are constantly breaking the law by some of these things that we have established, that our volunteer program will get shut down, and these animals, we will not have a no-kill rate. We will not have the thing that we have. What we have is special, and we need to keep it. So in order, please keep in mind to follow the rules and procedures and to make sure that you do what is asked of you. To continue the reminders, we know that everyone makes mistakes. However, these are the rules that need to be followed into the program that are established for your safety. Failure to adhere to the rules and procedures. Staff only means staff only. This is very in particular for quarantine and dangerous dogs. Again, that is a state law that we have to have those areas blocked off from others that are not have their animal control basics. So please keep that in mind. No volunteer activity means no volunteer activity by any volunteer. When animals are spayed and neutered, and they're not allowed to go out for walks or to go potty breaks and things like that, it is for a reason. It is mostly because it's a more of a health issue for them. They can open up their stitches. It has happened before. The animals had to have been fostered once their stitches have been opened, because they've had activity immediately after surgery. So when it says no volunteer activity, mostly because of their health, because they're spayed and neutered, they recently had a surgery, please keep that in mind. Just like a person, if you had surgery, you do not need to go out and do a lot of activity and running and playing. Same thing for these animals. So please make sure you read those signs that are on the kennel, and make sure that you're looking at the dog walking board for those no activity animals. You must report any injury. That is also very important. Again, by state law, if an animal at the shelter or offsite event has broken the skin either by a scratch or a bite, it does have to be reported, and paperwork and quarantine does have to follow after that. That again is a state law. So please keep in mind that you please report any injuries, anything that happens to you at the shelter. And of course, any abusive behavior toward people or animals will not be tolerated here at the shelter. This is very serious. We do need to respect each other and respect the animals while we're here. So if abusive behavior is notice, that it also be handled. Breaking of these rules will result in a dismissal from the program. No questions asked kind of thing. You'll get one warning, and then after that you will have to be to leave, because these rules are established for a reason, and it is very, very important that we follow them. So make sure that these are the deal breakers as far as the volunteer program goes. These are the progressive corrective actions. Just to remind everyone, it is in your volunteer handbook if you have any questions. There will be a verbal, a written, a suspension, and termination if it's not one of the deal breakers that was listed before. So just let you know that this will be taken into effect immediately. So please keep that in mind. It is not just me that is allowed to write up, and not just a volunteer coordinator that's allowed to write up for a verbal or a written. Any shelter staff, including kennel staff or an animal control officer or the front desk, is allowed to give you a verbal, written corrective action. The suspension will have to be done by me as a volunteer coordinator, and the termination will be done by a volunteer coordinator and a shelter manager. The canine walking board, again, guys, this is very, very important to keep this walking board updated. It is not just to let you know who has and hasn't been walked, it is also to let you know who can and can't be walked. I know as far as when things start happening, lives start going on, that it doesn't get updated on a regular basis, it doesn't get looked at as much often, and it starts to dwindle down. So again, I'm reminding you to please help keep this board updated. It is a responsibility of the staff and volunteers to keep it updated. Particularly the staff will update in the morning, and it's up to the volunteers to keep it as they're walking animals. And it is also the volunteer and staff responsibility to make sure that if it says an animal can't go out, to not walk that animal. If you notice, there are some animals on here that are marked red on this picture that weren't supposed to be walked, and they were walked. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at this board. Do not walk an animal that is marked red that they can't go out. And it is for a reason. Mostly it's because of a medical issue. So keep that in mind. This is a really good board to communicate between everyone. So communication is the key in this system. If you don't know, or if you're not sure an animal should or shouldn't be walked, ask an animal control officer, ask a kennel staff member, and see if they know, and we can get that answer for you. Shelter news. Clickers, buttons, and name tags are located in the file cabinet drawer right below the volunteer laptop, so please keep that in mind. If you do not have a name tag, let me know if you don't see one in there, and I will make one for you. And the buttons, if you don't want to wear your name tag, or if you forgot your volunteer t-shirt, we do have buttons in there. And then for those of you who have completed the clicker training, clickers are located in the drawer right there. Most of you took one home, but if you happen to forget one, please make sure you put it back. We do rely on donations for all of these things, so make sure you keep up with them. The DBS log will be located next to the dog walking board. That will happen sometime next week, so please keep that in mind and start using those logs and start reading them, so that way everybody knows what's going on with that animal. In the new shelter building, the feasibility study is in progress. For those of you who don't know, that's coming, so we are getting a new building. Yay! So just keep that in mind, that we are progressing, we are growing, we are getting bigger. So happy things are coming, guys. I decided to add this to the weekly update. This is a quote from a volunteer that was posted on Facebook. And just a really good reminder on how important social media is and how important volunteers are as in finding animals homes just by posting a picture. So when you come volunteer at the shelter, grab your smartphone, take photos, add captions, or a few sentences, and post. Social media is a great promotional tool. Ozzy the cat was adopted because of a picture and a post his adopter saw on Friends and volunteer page. Your picture and story can make the difference for the animals. It did for Ozzy. So please keep that in mind, guys, when you're posting pictures on there. I do post those pictures on the actual city page. We have over 3,000 followers on there as well. So post pictures, post stories, post things that are going on at the shelter while you're here. It is important just not only to get these animals walked or played with or socialized, it's also important to advertise for them and market them so people know that these animals are here. Help needed. We do currently need a PetSmart lead for this Saturday. We weren't able to go there last Saturday, so it's very important that we are there this Saturday. So if you are a lead, please let me know. If you would like to become a PetSmart lead and would like to train, please let me know. We are in desperate need of PetSmart leads. If we do not have PetSmart leads, we will lose our spot at PetSmart. We do have to go there on a regular basis. So if you would like to help keep our spot open and make sure that we get these animals out and promote them and get them adopted, let me know. We need leads very, very much. We do need a storefront canine helper this Sunday. We do have a half-day feline helper shift and a one all-day lead shift. So we do need at least another canine helper for all day and another feline helper for the other half of the shift. And of course, we do need canine companion, feline friend volunteers all week. So sign up. The weekly, once a month commitment will be going to effect in August. Go ahead and start now to get used to coming into the shelter once a week to get the animals played with or walked and things like that. So these are our top volunteer hours year to date. I wanted to kind of post this to kind of let everybody know we are kind of a little halfway through the year. And so these are where everybody's staying as far as volunteer hours go and how dedicated we have. So many great dedicated volunteers. As you can see, we're in the hundreds, 200s, 300s, even the 400 hours that have been donated to the shelter. And that is amazing. I do know that, I want y'all to know that I do know that how hard that you work and how much time that you put into this, and we do need you. So thank you so much for everything that you do. I can't say thank you enough to everybody, and how grateful I am to have such dedicated volunteers. And volunteer spotlight, everybody meet Melissa. Melissa has been volunteering for the LCAs since August of 2014. We first met Melissa at our annual Paws and Claws Adopt-a-thon, and she heard of our storefront that was in the process of opening, and she just immediately wanted to help. Ever since then, Melissa and her husband Mike have been at the storefront almost every Sunday and Monday. They have donated items to improve the facility, including a brand new printer, a lighted open sign, a vacuum, things like that. You wouldn't think of that needs to help run this storefront. They have donated. They also have fostered several puppies for us. They are such a passionate individuals, and Melissa is willing to pretty much do anything that she can to help. So thank you so much, Melissa, for everything that you do. We could not run the storefront without you and without volunteers like you to help keep it going and keep it open. So thank you, Melissa. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for volunteering. If y'all have, again, any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I know I have been out of the shelter for a while due to a family emergency, but I am here now. So if you do need anything, schedule a meeting with me, would like to have a talk with me, whatever the case may be, let me know. I am here for you. So thank you again, guys, so much, and see you soon.